Okay, everybody, so here we go with our first project. Our first project is in Word, and we're just going to simply make a piece of paper, a card with your name on it that will fold and then hang on the back of your computer so that I can learn your names. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do after we get Word open is we're going to go to the bottom right hand corner down here, and we're going to set our zoom to about 60% because it's going to be a lot easier to see what we're doing if you make this smaller. So we're going to click on this little minus sign 4 times, and it'll go down. You can see that it took it way down so we can see the whole page. Okay, and let me do one thing here. Alright, so now we're going to, now we can see the whole page, we're going to go up to across our top, page layout, and we're going to look at the orientation. It's this great big long O word. It basically just means which direction is the page going. This is called portrait orientation, and if it's going this way, that's called landscape. So we're going to click on orientation, and we want it to go the other way from what it's going right now. We want landscape, so we're going to click on landscape, and there we go. It turned the paper on its side. Okay, next we're going to go over here to margins. Margins is the area around the borders of the paper where it won't print anything, where you won't put any writing or any pictures. So we're going to click on margins, and they have all these preset margins for you, and we could pick any one of these. I want you to go ahead and go to custom margins just so you know how to do this. You want to make your own. Custom means make your own margins. I just want you to know how to do this. So we're going to click on custom margins, and we have 4 margins: a top, a bottom, a left, and a right, and we want all of those to be 0.5. So we're going to use this down arrow and take it down until it goes to 0.5, or 0.5 is the same thing. So we did the top one, we're going to do the bottom one. You could also use your keyboard to put in 0.5. 0.5 and 0.5 is the same thing. Okay, so we did our top, our bottom, our left, and our right. We're not going to do anything with the gutter or the gutter position. So now we have a 1/2 inch margin around the whole paper. Okay, so we click OK. Now you can't actually see anything different, but it is different because we've changed that. Okay, alright, next we're going to go to view way over here, and we're going to go to where it says ruler, and it's not checked. We want a ruler across the top, and more importantly, we want a ruler down this left hand side. We want to be able to see a ruler, so we're going to put a check mark right there. There's our rulers. So we got one across the top, and we've got one down this left hand side, and this one's going to be really important in just a second. Okay, now because we're going to fold this long ways, we want to put our name on the bottom half down here, so that after we fold the paper, we have our name on this side of the paper. So we have our cursor. This is where we write. So we have our cursor blinking up here at 0. And we want our cursor to be down here below this 4. So we're going to just kind of eyeball over. It's to about there. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard several times until I think my cursor, my little blinking line, is down beneath that 4, lower than that 4. I think it is. Just to be safe, I'm going to go one more. Okay, now I'm sure, because I'm going to fold it right about where that 4 is. And I don't want my name to be up here on this side. I want it to be down here underneath this fold. Okay, so I hit enter on my keyboard several times until my cursor came down here underneath the 4. Okay, now we're going to go over here to the Home tab, and we're going to do some formatting. The first thing is, I don't want my name stuck over here on the left hand side. I want it to be in the center. Okay, and how you change that are these 3 buttons right here. This is left. If you put your mouse on it but don't click, it says align it to the left. If you put your mouse over this one, it'll tell you what it'll do. It's going to go to the center. Now watch the cursor when I click on that. Boom. It put it right smack dab in the center. Okay, you could try to fake your way through that and you hit your space bar over, but you're never going to be exactly right. Okay, if you wanted it over here on the left for some reason, you would hit the left one, but we want it in the center. Okay, so now we've got it in the center. Now we want to change the style of the letters. We want to change what the lettering looks like. It's called a font. Right now our font is Calibri. We don't want that one. We want Arial. So we're going to click on this down arrow, and all of the fonts that are loaded are right here. Okay, and there's lots of them, and they're listed alphabetically. Okay, so the one we want is A-R-I-A-L, Arial. We want this one, not Arial Black, just Arial. Okay, now if you look, you can see that we changed that. Okay, now I need to see this from a long way away, so your size, 11 is kind of small, so we want to change the size of your letters to 48. So click on the little arrow, go down there to 48. Now you can see that the cursor even got bigger, even though we haven't even typed anything yet. Okay, now one more thing we're going to do, we want to make it bold. We want it nice and dark and fat. This is bold, so it's going to be bold when we type. All right, so if you need to go back and re-watch any of those little steps that we did, now's a good time to go back and re-watch those. All right, so once you have everything formatted, you're going to capitalize your first letter and then type in your first name and hit enter once. And then you're going to capitalize and type in your last name. Okay, that's basically it. So then we want to kind of dress this up just a little bit. Okay, go over here to page layout again, and right over here you have watermark, you have page color, page borders. We want to put a border around this page. Okay, so we're going to click on page borders, and you can have none. You could have a box border. And you look right here, it kind of gives you a little preview of what it's going to look like. There's a shadow. It's a little bit darkened on one side. A 3D, kind of looks the same to me. And a custom. We're going to go to box. So put it on box. Then it's your choice. You can choose a border from the style box. And if you click on this down arrow, you can see all of them. And you could maybe click on that one, and you see it's a thin line, a dark line, and then a thin line. Or maybe you want that one, or maybe you want a little wavy line, or maybe a double wavy line. You could pick any of these that you like. Okay, or you could go down to art where it says none. It says none because you haven't chosen one yet. You could go down there and you could choose any of the ones that are listed there. Let's say maybe you want, there's all kinds of them in here. Maybe you want pencils, and it'll show you, maybe I don't want pencils. Maybe I want little bugs, little ladybugs or spiders. I'm not sure what those are. For some reason, let's say you wanted that. Once you find one you like, click OK, and it's going to put this border all the way around your paper. Okay, and you're basically done, because we're just going to eventually save this and then print it and then fold it, and we'll hang this on your computer. Okay, so be sure that you like that border. If you select a border and you think, you know what, I really don't like that one, go back to borders and go pick another one. Okay, maybe you want little kitties. Okay, all right, when you're done, you're going to go up and do File, and you always want to save your work. Okay, so you're going to do Save As. Now this is where it gets a little bit different because you're doing this at school. Okay, but you're going to click on Save As, and we're going to name it Name Card. And you'll save it in My Documents, and it's going to be a little bit different for you to do that at school, but I'll show you how to do that at school. And then you'll simply click Save. All right, and then I'll show you how to turn it in also, because we'll turn it in electronically. Okay, so that's our first assignment. You can go ahead and get started.